Ian, this portion of the CU podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, and they have a new product alert. Manscaped just released the Weed Whacker nose and ear hair trimmer. It's time to keep both your nostrils and ear holes looking as nice as below the belt. You know, Ian, in high school, I had a history teacher, respected the guy a lot, very smart, taught me a lot, but the one thing that bothered me, he had long nose hairs that went almost down to his lip.
Like the kind you could braid?
Yes, and I could not take my eyes off it. I just couldn't. Even in class, you could see it from 10 feet away. It was bad. And rough. You know, you ever try ripping out your nose hairs, with your finger or with, it's painful. It's painful, but the Weed Whacker is not painful at all.
Manscaped is forever changing the game with this Weed Whacker. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, just like their lawnmower, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate places. The premium Manscaped Weed Whacker uses a 9,000 RPM motor, 360-degree rotary dual-blade system, and yes, you will get a replaceable blade every 3 months to keep your weed whacking time clean and enjoyable. Look, fellas, 79% of partners polled admitted that long nose hair is a major turnoff.
I've never heard a woman say, I love long nose hair.
Yes,
never.
I love your luxurious nose hair. No one says that. Trim it up, get rid of it, clean it up. It's time to upgrade your Manscaped routine with the Weed Whacker.
All right, special deal right now. Get 20% off and free shipping with code CU Podcast at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com using code CU Podcast. What are you waiting for, guys? Get going and whack those weeds. All right. Ian, Nintendo.
They're back to Nintendo. Again,
after coming out with something brilliant that we're all going to love and thank them for, Super Mario 35.
They're definitely still Nintendo, though, and they're definitely still a business. And they can be less than consumer-friendly sometimes. Nintendo is reportedly arguing that Joy-Con drift isn't a real problem or hasn't caused anyone any inconvenience, which is insane. It's a bold-faced lie. So those are the words of Chimicles, Schwartz, Kreiner, and Donaldson Smith, a U.S. law firm which is calling on consumers to provide video accounts detailing the negative experiences they have had with Nintendo Switch controllers. So Joy-Con drift is a problem. I have not experienced it. Unfortunately, Vonnie has experienced it with 2 different controllers, and I have to check every Nintendo Switch that comes into the store and luckily there's an easy way to do that in settings. You can actually check in the settings menu, you can check the calibration of your joysticks, so you can see if they have drift really easy.
I only have it happen twice, but then it went away. Like it was like it happened for a couple seconds and it stopped.
So these Joy-Cons have had some issues since release. Initially, there was I believe it was the left Joy-Con. There was a problem where it was constantly disconnecting and reconnecting, which was a problem for people. And you could send it back to Nintendo and they'd repair that for free. Now, as time has gone on, people have noticed that their joysticks drift a lot more. So like if you're playing something like Legend of Zelda and you're trying to run to the left and you let go, you might run to the right and just keep running to the right. Basically, it loses its center. Like I said, from where I sit at a store, it's been a big issue. I don't want to take in any Joy-Cons, unfortunately, because they're just not known for being reliable. I feel like there's a 50-50 chance that a Joy-Con I take in is going to have drift.
50-50, okay.
Yeah, I don't know that it's actually that, but if I don't have something to sell it on, it's just...
Is it worth offering a discount and you just send Nintendo to fix?
I don't know.
Or send a batch of them. Hey, here's 10 Nintendo. Take care of them.
That's something that we may do at some point. I was under the impression, and I'm not sure if in this article it says it completely. Nintendo's president offered the company's first public Joy-Con drift apology during an investor QA in June 2020. We apologize for any inconvenience caused to our customers regarding Joy-Con controllers. Shortly after the class action lawsuit was filed last year, Nintendo reportedly stopped charging for repair of drifting Joy-Cons and began refunding those who have already paid for a fix. So they acknowledge the problem.
Sure.
They're not charging for it because it's a problem.
Yeah.
They issued refunds because it's a problem, and then they say in this class action lawsuit that it's not a problem.
This isn't a real problem. Hasn't caused anyone any inconvenience.
I don't want... Also, I'm going to say that you said this to me, and it's true. This is not in defense of Nintendo. I hate reading that, but it's kind of something that as a business they have to do.
You can't
probably
admit guilt.
Right.
You just can't, because then you have no leverage on it for bargaining. You just can't.
They just have to let the court deem that there is a problem.
If you murdered someone, you know you murdered someone. You don't come out and quickly say, "Yes, I murdered them." You have to look after your own interests. That's just the way it works with anything.
Ooh, all right. Good to know.
What do you think your lawyer would tell you?
I'm just saying, jumping immediately to murder.
I'm just talking. That's the extreme, though.
I'm just like, how much
You let them. You know. Okay. What can you offer me?
Yes.
Maybe I did throw the guy in the river, but I mean, what do you got?
But he was breathing. He was breathing when I threw him in there.
Well, let's talk. Maybe my memory becomes a little bit better if you give me only 10 to 20 or 10 to 25 instead of 25. You know, that's how it works, Ian.
Yes. No, I'm aware. It was just your immediate jump to murder.
With the murder. I'm not saying there's a guy in a ditch somewhere that looked at me cross and I threw him. I'm just okay. Sorry, go on.
That janitor probably isn't alive anymore.
All right, let's not bring up the janitor. Let's just not. Let's not bring that up, Ian. My lawyer has told me not to bring up that ever again.
Not to bring up the honking goose janitor. So, yeah. I mean, that's basically all I have to say on the subject. It sucks. I mean, it is definitely a real problem, though. As long as they continue to do the repairs for free, that's great. Obviously, I would like them to do another run of this controller that fixes the problem, but they still haven't fixed the issue with the Pro Controller's D-pad, so I don't have a lot of faith in Nintendo changing up the manufacturing plants to get this taken care of.
I thought they did fix it for later ones.
Maybe they did.
I thought they altered the design. I know, was it the left Joy-Con or both? But I thought they did.
Maybe.
Yeah,
they did for the disconnecting issue. Yeah, maybe they did for the drift issue.
I would think that if there was a lawsuit, they fixed this lickety split, because it's not a major fix. When you send this in, it's like a small. I think you can do it by yourself if you want.
They do show you how you can do it online. Yeah.
So this is what's going on. This is the law firm is
I already pronounced it. Yeah.
CSK&D. I'm not going to say the. So they're asking for people to submit videos of their problems by, what was the cutoff date? Was it October 19th? I believe 19th. Yes. Was it 19th? I just had the date. They wanted people to submit there, so I guess they can use that as ammunition. Excuse me, October 16th. The law firm is asking Joy-Con users to submit their video by October 16th and provide an email address. They're going to put together a montage. They're basically for the arbitration that they want to do. So they want the ammunition from us to say, hey, listen, hey, you can do that. Hey, listen, I work in a store and half of them don't work.
Yeah.
So to show that, hey, if the arbiter be like, okay, this is an issue. So this is what's probably going to happen. Nintendo's going to cut a deal where they're going to whoever's bought a Switch, you're going to get in the mail. They're going to send out everyone who's on their Nintendo.com account. They're going to give you a little, like how the NES game thing went in the 90s. They'll give you like a $5 coupon, or they'll give you, if you claim that you still have one, maybe they'll give you a free Joy-Con or a credit for it to buy a new one. That's what's going to happen here.
We're going to get those $5 coupons again.
Yeah, Nintendo made out like a bandit with that. They got a fucking light for the monopolistic practices.
It's fucking insane.
Against retailers. Holy shit. They even said in the consoles documentary with that. They're like, yeah. Then they go back and buy a Nintendo game again. So it's like we won with that. It's like that was the slap on the wrist. They licked your wrist. Was it even a slap? All right. So this, I think they're getting better with this though. So yeah, this is Nintendo being Nintendo. I'm fortunate with my Joy-Con. I bought mine. Mine was a second batch. I got mine when they did the second batch in, what was that, June of 2017 when they came out Mario Kart. That's when I got mine. So maybe the more they've got out, it's been less and less of an issue, I hope. Let us know in the comments. Does your Animal Crossing Joy-Cons have any issues? Since those are pretty new. They just restocked those, by the way.